Lately, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding the smartphone right here with me, the Samsung Galaxy F62. So I thought we should talk about it. Now, before you start thinking that this is a review video, no, it is not a review video. Instead, Paurush has already reviewed this phone. You can check out his video if you are interested on the Mr. Phone Hindi YouTube channel. For this video, I'll simply be giving my opinion on the Galaxy F62, and no, this is not a sponsored video also. Believe me when I say this that all the thoughts that you will be hearing in this video are genuine and are absolutely mine and mine alone. Samsung did not pay me any amount, any penny to say anything about this smartphone. Or did they? Hi everyone, my name is Aman Rashid. You're watching Mr. Phone, and in this video I'll be telling you why you can consider buying the Samsung Galaxy F62 if you are on the lookout for a solid mid-range smartphone in the sub 30,000 rupees price bracket. Now let's get started. Let's start by talking about the similarities between the Galaxy F62 and the Galaxy M51. I know you must have heard that the Galaxy F62 is merely a rebranded Galaxy M51, which to an extent is true. But hear me out, the Galaxy F62 does two things better than the M51. First is the design. The Galaxy F62 features a boxy design that I think is definitely a step up over the Galaxy M51. Also, the camera module, in my opinion, looks much better than the rectangular module on the Galaxy M51. And while the back is still plastic, the vertical lines that you see on the rear panel, the pattern that Samsung has used for this phone, actually does a better job of hiding the scratches. That said, the back easily gets scratched still, and the phone is also a fingerprint magnet. Basically, a case is definitely recommended, something that you don't get inside the box. Come on Samsung, no case. I mean, एक केस की कीमत तुम क्या जानो Samsung बाबू. मतलब you guys should have provided one case, man. But anyway. Otherwise, the in-hand feel of this phone for a 24,000 rupees device is definitely solid. This phone is built like a tank, and you'd understand why I say this once you do get a hold of it. Okay, now on to the second thing, which is also the main highlight of the smartphone. I'm talking about the Exynos 9825 SoC. Okay, I'm sorry, that was way too dramatic. Anyway, before I dive into details, let me emphasize on the fact that including a flagship chip of yesteryear is something that Samsung hasn't ever done before. All phones in this price range come with mid-range processors, but the Exynos 9825 chip inside the Galaxy F62 isn't exactly a mid-range chip, since it straight away comes from the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. And of course, that phone and the SoC are about 2 years old, but getting back at the Exynos 9825, it is still better than the mid-range Snapdragon 700 chips, both in terms of numbers, that is benchmarks, if that's what you care about, and the real-world performance as well. Now, I do understand one point, that unlike the Snapdragon 700 chipsets, the Exynos 9825 does not come with 5G support, which is a clear disadvantage, and that also makes the Galaxy F62 less future-proof than some of its competitors, just like the Mi 10i or the OnePlus Nord. So, if you're very concerned about buying a future-proof device, then you should definitely purchase those smartphones, and you should totally skip the Galaxy F62. But then again, I have one question, that when is 5G releasing in our country? Is it happening tomorrow, a year after, or in 2 years? Nobody has clear answers to this question. I mean, Airtel has been doing their trials, 5G trials. Oppo has done their 5G trials. But looking at the current scenario, I just have one question in mind, that what's the exact timeline? When can we expect 5G to properly roll out in our country? And nobody has an answer to that. So I think 5G shouldn't be a deciding factor right now if you're going out to purchase a new smartphone, which brings me back to the topic that we should focus on the Exynos 9825 SoC. And so how does this chipset perform in the real world, if you would ask me? I will say that this is a very capable processor, and I have my reasons to support. See, if you start comparing the smartphone with true blue flagships of the world, that won't be fair. Instead, compare the F62 to the phones that are offered in or around its price category, and when you do that, you'll see that the performance on offer is actually pretty good. First of all, I know this phone has a 60Hz panel and I would have loved to have at least a 90Hz panel just like the OnePlus Nord, but it isn't there and it's sad for sure. For that matter, the Meet and I, which I know has an LCD panel, also comes with a 120Hz refresh rate. Come on Samsung, please take note, enough of the 60Hz displays already. Anyway, the display quality on the Galaxy F62 is definitely top notch in the price segment, or for that matter, you can also put it this way that this is one of the best looking displays that you can find on any mid-range smartphone. As for the phone's performance, well, I did run benchmarks on this device and yes, it does get hot in doing so. But then again, I've always believed that synthetic benchmarks are just numbers and this is why I don't pay much attention to them. I'll tell you that the real world performance of this phone is actually good. Apps load fast and the phone is also able to handle multitasking pretty well. And the main question for the Exynos 9825 SoC is that does this chipset overheat? No, it doesn't overheat. I mean, yes, it does get warm to the touch, but it never gets hot to the point where it gets uncomfortable to hold the phone in the hand. I mean, it's absolutely exaggeration. And I'm being honest over here, jokes apart, Samsung hasn't paid me any penny to make this video, and this is why I don't benefit whether you purchase this phone or not. I'm making this video because I feel that you guys deserve to know the real truth about this phone and not just make your opinion based on the sponsored content that is being floating all over the internet. So in one word, no, the Samsung Galaxy F62 or for that matter the Exynos 9825 SoC inside the F62 doesn't overheat. So even after playing games such as Asphalt 9 Legends and Call of Duty Mobile for about 30 minutes at a stretch, for sure the phone does get warm, but then again I would once again say that it never got to the point where it got uncomfortable to hold. Now of course you can go guns blazing on the smartphone and run benchmarks on it like crazy or put this phone on loop tests, etc. But what I did here was that I use this phone as I would use my own phone, as I would use a phone that I would purchase with my own money. I texted people, watched YouTube, browsed Google, played games, used Google Maps, and to be honest, the phone performs absolutely fine in regular day-to-day usage. Just by the way, I wouldn't have made a video on this phone, but it's just that the social media has been buzzing lately in regard to this phone, of course. And also Paurush found the battery inside this phone to be underwhelming. So I thought, okay, I'm curious. I want to test it out for myself. So in terms of battery life, if I can give you a realistic number, then you can easily expect, and I say easily expect, this phone to last at least a day and a half on a single charge. If you ask me, well, with my usage, the Galaxy F62 was able to last about 2 days on a single charge. And I consider myself to be a medium to heavy user, so to be honest, I am very impressed with the battery performance overall. Last thing I would like to say is that the camera performance on this phone has also been truly spectacular. Please take a look at some of the photos that I clicked in the past few days. So my point of making this video was that the Samsung Galaxy F62 is a good smartphone that you can get at a relatively affordable price of about 24,000 rupees. Add in the discounts and card offers and I guess the price goes down to about 21,000 rupees or 22,000 rupees. Now I don't see this as a bad deal at all. I mean, the price to performance ratio of this phone is actually great, and at the end of the day, this is a mid-range smartphone and to be honest, a good one when you compare it to its competitors. So thank you everyone for watching this video. Hit the like button if you agree with me and do share this video with others as well. Also do let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy F62. As always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Mr. Phone. See you in the next one.